There is a hidden burden of grief for families. Think about this. You just lost a loved one. Your world feels like it's collapsing in. You barely have the energy to get out of bed each day. But instead of having to face the space to grieve, you're drowning in legal paperwork, court dates, and financial uncertainty. This is the probate process, which is a court supervised process to deal with a deceased person's estate. And for many, it's just not a legal formality, but it's a source of deep trauma. My name is Leon Jones Jr., and I'm the managing attorney here at Big Rock Legacy Law Group. And I want to shed some light on this overlooked emotional, financial, and psychological toll that it can have on grieving families. Let's talk about the emotional toll of probate. Losing someone you love is already painful, and probate extends that pain into months and sometimes years of legal battles and bureaucratic nightmares. It's a delay in closure. Many families expect that once their loved ones have passed, they can begin the healing process. But with probate, healing is put on hold. On average, probate in Arkansas takes 9 months and sometimes up to 2 years or longer if there are conflicts and disputes. But speaking of conflicts, money and inheritance can bring out the worst in people. Siblings who once shared childhood memories suddenly become enemies, fighting over assets, arguing about who deserves what. Some families never recover from the wounds inflicted by these battles. And you feel powerless. The court decides how assets are distributed. If a will is unclear, or worse, if there is no will or trust, heirs may have little to say about what happens to those assets. The feeling of having no control over your loved one's wishes can be devastating. And there is a financial strain to probate. Probate isn't just emotionally exhausting and physically draining, it's expensive. The legal fees and the court costs can eat away at an asset, sometimes reducing inheritances significantly. Some attorneys, like us here at Big Rock Legacy Law Group, we charge a percentage of the estate's total value, which means that even small estates can face massive legal bills. Assets can be frozen until a probate is complete. Heirs may not have access to their inheritance. And this can be financially crippling, especially if if you were dependent upon the deceased support. And there are also unexpected debts and taxes. Families are often blindsided by outstanding bills, debts, taxes that they weren't prepared for. And suddenly, what they thought was an inheritance becomes a burden. So that psychological and physical impact produces stress that you just can't account for and takes a serious toll on you. So that grief then becomes chronic stress. Instead of focusing on healing, families are stuck in a state of prolonged anxiety. And studies have shown that legal stress can lead to high blood pressure, sleep disorders, and of course, depression. Now, surviving spouses, often elderly surviving spouses, are particularly vulnerable. Many struggle to navigate the complex issues and the processes when they're left alone, leading to isolation, confusion, and even financial exploitation. And then, of course, there's the estrangement of siblings and the fights that emerge through the probate process. It creates estrangement in the families. And people who once sat together at holiday tables never speak again. Avoiding the trauma of probate can be possible with an estate plan. And the best way to do that is to sit down with us here at Big Rock Legacy Law Group. And let's talk about wills and trusts and other designations that we can put in place so that we can help you create clear communication with your family members about what your wishes are. Let us help you prepare for all or some of those contingencies through an estate plan before it's too late, and save your loved ones unnecessary hardship. Probate is more than just a legal process. It's an emotional and financial storm that can leave lasting scars on those left behind. Let's take steps today to help protect your family members, not only financially, but emotionally. Call us today at Big Rock Legacy Law Group.